Imagine for a woman in the sense of like being celibate.
Oh, totally.
That's you, right?
Yeah.
So you might be like, all right, cool, give me some time and then come back. Or give me some space and then we can cuddle, whatever the case may be, right? But for some dudes are literally like, yo, what you still doing here?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Some women have
wild.
experienced that.
Those men shouldn't be judged.
That's wild.
Okay, first of all.
He said, wow. Keon's like, I'm those men, and they shouldn't be judged.
If I were a woman and I had sex with a dude, like, nigga, you are holding me.
Yeah.
You are holding me for we're watching an entire film.
Oh, I feel for my brother. Feel for my brother. Oh, I feel for my brother. Feel for my
Gate.
brother.
I forgot. Y'all walked in here talking about something. I don't remember what it was.
Oh, celibacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who does that, right?
Who ain't fucking? If you ain't fucking, by a round of applause. No, you. I was telling Keenan how I recently discovered that my lady in her 20s went 2 years celibate, and it kind of fucked me up.
You know what's funny?
In a selfish way.
Yeah, it's
Why?
Because I was like, if she could do that, she could. What's stopping her from doing that to me?
That's a great point. That's a great point, though.
From shutting me out.
Yeah.
So she could just shut me out for 2 years.
It's
a great point.
However, I get it because I've done it.
I was terrified.
Well, here's the thing.
I've done 2 years.
Yeah, but before you even go to that, why didn't you ask any more questions?
Because I was just in my head, just like terrified. Like, this bitch, she gonna hold out on me for 2 years.
Because the reason why I was saying ask questions because I was like, yo, Gary he shut down after that. I was like, bro, you gotta ask if she struggled, if it was hard for her. You gotta ask those questions.
I know her. It wasn't hard for her. Nigga, she just breezed through 2 years, no dick, no dick at all.
So you don't think it was no dick and no masturbation?
No. It may have been a little masturbation.
A little.
But why did you?
A little masturbation.
Probably a 6 month.
Why did you just ask her though? Like, what was your reasoning
Because of
behind
my
it?
thoughts.
Because she might have been like, well, because at that time I was
Nah.
blah blah. No, because I had
There's no
like
excuse for me.
when I did mine, I had a reason.
That's horrible,
You need
nigga.
dick dropped consistently in your life.
What if somebody's going through and they're having whack sex with people? It makes sense to take some time off, or they're having meaningless sex, or she's out here. What if she was like, she's just not getting the quality of men that she wanted for those 2 years?
That does make sense.
Or what if she moved into an apartment with her brother, and then they were going out every weekend, and then she was just taking down so many that she was like, I got a problem, and I need to stop. What if that was her situation? I'm just saying.
First of all, if she was taking out niggas living with her brother, that is hella crazy, to be honest. That is horrible. I'm not saying she shouldn't be having sex.
Yeah.
But most women are not going to, like, they got another dude in the house, they're going to be like, all right, let's go to your place, if
With
anything.
your brother in the living room, like,
Getting blown out,
just walk in.
getting smacked, and bro letting it happen?
Why is it a gangbang? How do we get to a full-on
Your
gangbang?
brother live in a house and you fucking, you might as well, you getting gang banged. That's a part of the contract.
Oh,
Dog.
wow.
No, so Ken, what's the longest you been gone without?
The longest I've gone, I was like 9 months.
Okay. How much of that was intentional versus like happenstance?
Yeah, so we talked about this. I was saying like how like the first 3 months I was in a drought. I was in a 3-month drought. That's just what it was. Which, I mean, it happens. It can happen to the best of us.
It don't happen to me.
All right. Well, you a better man than me. You a better man than me then. Shit, nigga. I went on a 3-month drought. And it was like I went in the 3-month drought from a sense of like, you know.
When was the drought though? What age? Because that matters.
I was in my 20s somewhere, but I would also.
That's an unacceptable drought.
I was like in my early 20s, but it was also like a drought of like women that I wasn't necessarily attracted to. So it wasn't like it was to me. It was also a quality thing too. I was like, all right, I'm out here. I'm knocking down just anything, and it's just like, all right, I gotta. It's like.
Until you found your self-respect.
I was like, I gotta have some type of quality, because it's like at that point in time when I was doing that, there was no number. It was just like 0 to 10. It didn't matter. I was knocking you down. If you was a 1, I was like, I mean,
are you okay?
And just for the camera's sake, I mean, to be honest, ugly girl got some fire vagina. So
yeah.
That's why.
That's
knock
what I'm
that.
saying.
Yeah.
So you can't say you weren't attracted to them. You weren't attracted to them in like a conventional way.
Because it's just like, all right, at this point, it's like, what am I doing? Like, it's like, what am I doing, bro? Like, at a certain point in time, and some of these girls are like, can we go to the movies? And I'm like, ugh.
Is that how they sound? Can we go to the Can we go to the movies? Are you afraid to be seen with my throat, Kaden?
Oh, man.
Yes, I'm afraid. If somebody I knew would have saw us out, but like, oh, it's not what it seems, y'all. It's not what it seems. Like,
I love that you said that though, because a lot of people don't know their level of attraction because we're very much like encouraging, very much like you're beautiful, you're a goddess,
you're not
gorgeous. Will he go out in the daylight with you? I think that's a good way to measure if he's truly attracted.
If you're a midnight man,
fuck you. Men can compartmentalize pussy from everything else.
We're the king of midnight madnesses.
Right.
Just hitting you up midnight or afterwards and doing it. But like to finish, I guess your question off about like my drought. It was a 3-month drought, and then after that, it extended just because it was like, all right, I gotta. It didn't extend. Like I was
sabbatical.
I was getting offers at that point. I was getting contract offers. But I was just like, yo, it's not even like, I was like, let me just chill for a second. And then I went through a point, it's like, all right, I can do this. And I was like, all right. And then my qualities started to get better when I started to have some self-respect. And then the drought ended.
So during that time, like, how was your performance at work? Like, how did this drought sort of,
I don't care what any nigga says. When they be like, oh man, I was clear and I was focused. I wasn't, nigga. Like, I was angry at work. I worked at Home Depot, so I was cut. That was a time period. You know what's funny? That was a time period I almost got into a fight with a customer. Literally took my apron over, like, square off, then, nigga. Wow. Let's do it.
And then I was just like, you ain't got no pussy. You like,
I was going through it, bro. I was struggling. So but I was at the end of the day, I was still masturbating. So it was like I was still getting something, but like. I mean, a woman touches is something different. You know what I'm saying? A woman's touches is completely different, but. I wasn't the only one that had a drought, right?
I mean, mine wasn't like that, though.
His was self-imposed.
Mine was. I was just. Wow. It was just too much, and it was just.
What do you mean by too much?
I was on fire.
Like burning? Like
no, absolutely not. Absolutely.
You gotta clarify, man.
I'll do it. That'll take y'all.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was on fire.
I was killing, like, we were going out every weekend. I already had my regular roster, and then I would pull a girl on Friday and a girl Saturday night, and then like I'm meeting people like.
What would you say your normal like roster was like? Your rotation.
I think I had like 4 or 5.
3, 4, 4 or 5.
That's just depending on, cause like I would try to give one day a week for each, but sometimes like. I ain't gonna chase them. Sometimes they'd be like, oh, I'm busy. Well, then you know what?
That's work.
You're like, I'm not. So you just rotate the next one. So some people get more turns than others, whatever.
Right.
But then I just kept adding, like everywhere I was going. Like that pheromone shit real. You know what I'm saying? That's just science. So like there was a electronics store behind my house. I went in there to grab some batteries. The girl working at the front door. I'm like, what's good? And she was like, I'll be at your house tonight. Like it was just no effort. I was on fire. And then it got to a point where I just was like, this enough. And my brother was like living vicariously, so he was like, "Hey man,
I can see Keith.
Do your thing, bro." Like, he was getting like not residual pussy, but like residual like, like show Charlie Murphy your titties. You know what I mean? Like and he like, oh yeah. So it was like, but I just was like, I'm gonna shut it down because it's getting too bad. And
how long was the shutdown for?
8 months.
8 months.
What took you? What brought you back into the?
Nigga, I got. Let me tell you.
What brought you back? What was the goal? What was your goal?
My goal was just like I'm just not gonna worry about it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna focus on other things and
how
just
was your performance at Big 5?
I didn't care about that damn job. I was sick of that damn job.
Employee of the month. No.
But it was just like I felt like comedy wise it was going a little better. I was just focused on that, and then like at the same time I still was like, man, but I wasn't like I need to get some. It was just kind of like, if it come, it come. If it don't, it don't. But I was honestly chilling, minding my business, and my homegirl came to kick it. And we literally were just kicking it. and she initiated, and then once we did that, then I just went right back.
I'm back, baby.
She kicked it like it was like like a relapse.
Yeah.
And then as soon as she, and then all the other ones, they were like, "Where you been?" And I just got them all back, and then for the ones who were still single, they get in relationships. I can't talk to you anymore.
Ugh.
And it's like,
as soon as you break up, you're right back over here, aren't you?
I'll be here.
Which lets me know that either, like one girl, and I didn't even do nothing with her, her dude told her, you can't be friends with him. And me and her never even messed around.
Okay.
So every girl who told me that, I feel like one or two things happen. Either your man told you, we can't be cool no more, or you're going to do something, so you removed yourself from the situation.
You gotta respect that, though.
And I definitely respect that.
You
I was like,
that.
Okay, I respect that. You trying to do your faithful thing. You that's fine. But so I don't judge people's droughts depending on their reasons. Depending on if she went 2 years is a long time, but if she had some catastrophic thing happen.
But 2 years for us is a long time. I've heard plenty of women do years. It's not. That's nothing to them. I've heard women say they went 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, a year, a few months too. But it's just like I've seen women knock out years and they be like, it was honestly pretty easy. And I'm just like,
and it's just contradicting to me to say to suggest that you like sex as much as men.
Some do. There's some that would be watching this right now and be like, 2 years, bitch, you crazy. Like there's some that just. That's wild. Like you can't. And then there's ones that who did 2 years, but only because, like you said, some of these women do be about the quality versus. So it's like I went 2 years not because I didn't want it, because I didn't feel any of these niggas was worthy or whatever.
Yeah. So just generally speaking, if you had to generalize, it's like there's no way that y'all like sex more than men.
Yeah, I don't think
so.
I don't know. I think sometimes women just look at it differently because I think
they just need so much more.
That too, but I think also too, a lot of them, they always talk about going on more of a spiritual journey than we do too. So it's like a lot of women were like, yo, and also too, sex is different for us. It's like we're going inside of them and they're being got inside of. So it's like for them,
they're being entered.
They're being entered. So it's like for them to be celibate.
It's more personal space.
It's more personal, and then for them to probably even feel like they have to cleanse themselves is different. For us, we don't ever we got to cleanse ourselves because we're literally shooting something out of us anyways. Yeah. So it's like something's getting shot inside of them. We're shooting the club or whatever you want to call it. It's like
it's on them. Like it's just always them. Like and niggas walking around messing up girls' pH balances and shit.
Yeah, they're a canvas.
And they don't care. Yeah, and dudes are just like, I'm finished inside. Like now her balance is off. Bro.
Yeah, you out here.
She gotta like cup on her way to the bathroom. It's a sad sight.
Yeah.
Then you like want her to leave too. Like while she's in the midst of just like.
Well, if you're busting inside a girl that you're asking to leave, you're asking for a baby STD.
Yeah, but I see what Gary's saying. It's like, but that's what I'm saying. To some, it makes perfect sense for women. Like it's like, yo, imagine if you're out there and you're having casual sex, and then not every time, but a lot of the times you're having sex with a guy, and he's saying like, all right. Yo, you gotta roll, you gotta dip. Like I can understand their confidence, their ego, their just self-respect. It's just like, yo, I'm not even human to this dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta chill for a second. It makes perfect sense.
It's just a moment though. Like the post-coitus, like whatever it's called, blues or whatever. It's only for like 15 minutes. It's like right after, I just want to be by myself for like 15 minutes.
But that's you, right?
You can come through, like, come back. Just come back in 15 minutes.
But imagine for a woman in the sense of like being celibate.
Oh, totally.
That's you, right?
Yeah.
So you might be like, all right, cool, give me some time and then come back, or give me some space and then we can cuddle, whatever the case may be, right? But for some dudes are literally like, yo, what you still doing here?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
some women have
First
experienced
of all,
that.
those men shouldn't be judged.
That's wild.
Okay, first of all.
He said, wow. Keon's like, I'm those men, and they shouldn't be judged.
If I were a woman and I had sex with a dude, like, nigga, you are holding me.
Yeah.
You are holding me we're watching an entire film.
Gary would be a cuddler.
Nigga, you are cuddling with me.
And Gary was a chick, he'd be a cuddler. Nigga, you're going to. Wait. Is you telling me he got to cuddle before you even get that pussy?
No. After your nuts in me, you're cuddling me.
How do you force a dude to cuddle with you afterwards?
Oh, nigga, I don't know. I have to figure that out. Nigga, you are holding me for sure. Period.
Dog.
There's no way.
I don't know. It's just like I said, I said I'm kind of a cuddler for the most part, but it's like I remember I used to do that. I used to do we used to have this thing, app called Bluff My Call. And so you can set a timer, like an alarm, to where any number can call your phone. So I would have a fake number call my phone to be like, yo, somebody call me, like, oh shit, yo, tired? You ain't got AAA? Damn, nigga. Oh, you always mess. All right, man. All right, I got you, dog.
And she was like, "I'll be here when you get
back.
back."
I'll wait.
But I would never let anybody stay in my house like that.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, it's just
Exactly.
like nah. It's like nah. You gotta.
So you trust me enough to be inside of me, but you don't trust me enough to just like.
You
be
goddamn
alone
right.
for a minute.
Great point.
Okay.
Great
You might
point,
be a
Gary.
freak.
Nigga.
That's fine.
I ain't never coming over here again.
That's fine. We did what we had to do.
Week 2.
That's a lie.
Now, Gary.
That's a lie.
Now, Gary Anderson. That is an excellent point, and I'm glad that was never brought up to me in that way. So luckily, I didn't have to deal with that particular response. But like they were like, oh, your cousin, do you need any help? I got AAA.
Right.
I'll be like, no, I got AAA. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. She went, oh, okay. And then after a while, honestly, for your own ego, you're like, yeah, got her out of here, cool. I can now chill. But as I got older, I was like, damn, that sucked, bro. That's trash. That's horrible.
Yeah, but
that's
it's
horrible.
It's real though.
But it's real. At the end of the day, it's like I know what Keon, but it's like at the end of the day, like
I feel nothing.
as a human being, if it was like the other way, wait, that's horrible. But it's like I know for me, and but also too, once you start to put yourself in other people's shoes, you empathize. That's why I think I told Keon this before. I was like, Keon, I was like, I don't think you got empathy, dog. He's like, yeah, I do. I was like, I don't think you do. I got hella empathy.
Yeah.
So it's like I look at it, I go, damn, like. At the end of the day, that's messed up for this person. Like at the end of the day, she came over here to give me something that she cherishes, right?
Does she though? Now she getting into a nigga like me, she don't.
Nah, that's what you think though, right? For you, you go
yeah.
a nigga like you know you ain't shit. But for her, she might look at you like differently. She might be like, this dude's
If
handsome.
I'm telling you straight
whatever.
up, all I got to offer, especially then,
Yeah.
I'm fucking and that's it. And they like, yeah, that's all I want to. That's on. I don't feel bad for you.
That's different.
You're an
That's-
adult. You made a
that's different.
decision.
That's different. Yeah.
Whatever.
That's different.
Like it ain't like I never let anybody on. I didn't play with
Right.
anybody's emotions. I
Yeah.
was like, yo, penis, would you like some?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah. All right. Well, then you made a decision as an adult.
But I can still empathize, even though because you know how we all talked about this before, when it's like a girl be like, well, yeah, I want the same thing you want. If you just trying to kick it, it's like a lot of dudes understand that most women just say that for us.
Or they feel that way going.
They
into
know. I
it.
think it's genuine, and then it
Some
changes.
feel
Yeah,
like-
at the end it
I think
changes.
some is genuine, some it changes, but it's just like,
But I was fortunate enough to the ones who did change, they would just remove themselves from. They'd be like, you know what,
yeah.
I'm out.
I'd
I'd be like, fair enough.
Yeah, I say some did remove themselves, but a good amount were just like, I had to tell them like, look, I explained this to you already. It's like, and it's just like, well,
But I'm the jerk.
but no, that's not being a jerk. It's like I explained this to you, like you're doing.
Read the syllabus.
You didn't. I told you what the tests were going to be.
It's in the syllabus. But I'm gonna fail. It's in the syllabus.
Yep.
I'm gonna take my financial aid. It's in the syllabus.
So it is. My thing is, it is what it is. But it's just like once I told you, and then and we have that conversation again. Normally they kind of just like they understand. The clarity is back there again. But I understand that they can get clouded, and also too, it's like if you're having sex with somebody, especially when we talked about like before, when you're entering somebody. At the end of the day, when you're entering somebody, you know you can make them feel a certain way. You know, especially even if I was saying before, it don't got to be grade A dick. It could be fucking B- dick. If you're giving them B- dick, even C+ dick, sometimes you might be like, hey man, like this is consistent, and you're nice, and you're funny, and you're cool, and you're giving me some quality dick. Like I want to be around this more.
That's interesting that.
When you slide them the syllabus.
When you slide the syllabus, remember the syllabus says.
That is interesting that sort of that verbal contract has to be in place. I used to date this French girl, and she would kind of like make fun of Americans for like having to like have those conversations. She would like mock the shit out of us, like,
yeah,
you guys have to have conversations like, you are my boyfriend, I am your girlfriend. It's like juvenile.
Yeah,
she's like, this shit's juvenile. She's like, you just feel it. You just feel connected.
I haven't seen that I didn't know that in person. I think I've seen like not a documentary, but online. But then I've also seen that with I think on TV shows when a guy is dating somebody from London or something like that. It's just like they're kind of just like, we know like we're grown-ups. A lot of times they're like, we'll have sex first, then do relationships, and we don't look at each other. We don't look at each other as different. We go, oh, I can still date you. And it's just like, but our culture is just like, it got to be all this, whatever.
Clear.
Like,
you're just fucking.
Yeah.
Okay, we are in a relationship.
And it's like,
we are exclusive, etc.
And I guess I mean, I get the clarity part. It's
Yeah.
like a lot of dudes at the end of the day. I feel like for the most part, we were guys that always kept it honest, right? When it came to stuff like that. But a lot of dudes don't. When you speak to women, they're like, no, this nigga told me he wanted me to be his girlfriend. And then all of a sudden, he has a fucking wife.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, so that stuff happens
Yeah.
a lot to women. So I get why they're just like, yo, I want clarity because like the last 6 guys, one guy was married, one guy had a girlfriend on the side, one guy was fucking dating
Bro,
dudes,
they
whatever.
track record be wild.
Wild.
Like when they list off the last couple, this
like-
one was gay, this one was married.
Yep.
This, you be like, God damn.
And I'll be like, man, guys ain't that bad. I'm like, wait, maybe it's because I always compare to myself and the people that I know. I'm like, the guys that I am and then the people that I know, we're nowhere near what y'all saying.
Yeah.
I have
don't
a
know
problem. I have
Yeah.
a problem with that too. Like when I hear women, I'm like, who? My go-to is always like, who are these?
Where are these dudes at?
Cause bruh, I don't know them, and
don't
maybe
know them
that
either.
comes, and maybe that's why women end up smashing dudes in the same circle. Cause they're like, well, if he hangs out with good niggas, he might be a solid nigga. Like
That-
Cause I just when I hear, even when it comes to deadbeat father, I don't know a deadbeat father. I don't hang out with. I don't hang out with them.
I've met them, but I don't. I don't
Yeah,
hang out
like
with
I
them
met
for
them,
sure.
but I
Yeah.
don't fuck with them like that.
Yep,
Like,
yep.
Nigga, my father's
Agreed.
deadbeat father. I know plenty of deadbeat fathers. Like, I don't know a single black dad
Like,
who's not there for
oh,
this
we
shit.
obviously know them, but they're not my
They're
friends.
not in your
Oh,
circle.
Yeah, they're
Absolutely
not my.
Absolutely not.
I don't
Yeah.
fuck with everybody I know. Nigga, half the time we hang out, it's because bring the kids by. Like,
Yeah.
so it's like,
But don't stay too long.
as long as you ain't spend the night using my water, I ain't tripping.
So, all right. So, Keenan, hypothetical. Like, how do you get a girl pregnant? How do you get her to get an abortion?
Oh God, dog! Don't
What?
Do this. Don't do this, bro. Let's ask you this hypothetical. How would Gary get a girl to get an abortion?
Well,
that he
How long has
technically-
that been on your mind?
I know we're talking about it for a second. I think.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
How would you do it?
I mean,
There was no segue.
I know, right? He said, "You know what? I'm sick of this subject. We finished
No,
with the
I was trying to.
zero
go from that-
segue, nigga. What?
I was trying to segue into it from the post sex thing.
Okay.
If you got her pregnant, how do you get her to not keep it? Have you ever gotten a girl pregnant?
Yes.
Okay.
Clearly.
Yeah.
They're in the house.
You talking about me?
I'm talking about you. I'm talking about Keenan.
Oh yeah. I definitely
Do
have.
you have any abortions on your record?
Yes.
Okay.
On my record, 4-0 with abortions, baby.
Your profile.
If my sister by abortion to non-abortion ratio.
No, it's just hypothetical because I was thinking about it and I was talking to a dude who had a girl pregnant and he didn't want her to keep it.
You was talking to a dude.
I was talking to a dude, yeah, he didn't want her to keep it.
You didn't know
So,
Did you know this guy? Is it personal?
I met him recently.
Okay.
Yeah, then he was
Okay.
like, I'm in a situation right now. This girl's pregnant. I don't want her to keep it. So and he's like trying to navigate that.
What did he end up doing?
I think he's still in the midst of it.
Oh,
But
shit.
I know a lot of dudes because as a modern man, you're like it's a woman's right to choose, so you want to be supportive.
Yeah.
But you also have your own feelings about it. So I think he was telling her little shit like I'm not really gonna be able to be there the way that you want.
I'ma
me
be-
to.
I'ma be trash.
You in another state, I think he was
Yeah.
kind of setting sort of those.
I'm
I'm gonna be a deadbeat.
I'm gonna be a deadbeat, yeah.
essentially. And she was like, I got family here. It'll be fine.
Oh, that
Damn,
nigga's
he's
sick,
stuck.
bro.
Yeah.
He is sick.
And she was like, it'll be fine.
Especially if he doesn't really plan on being a deadbeat.
Oh.
He doesn't.
Well,
He's
struggling
sick
with it,
right now,
he's
bro.
thinking about his career and all that, but I just thought it was. I think it's interesting. Like some dudes, I don't know why this is implanted in my mind, but you get a girl pregnant and you obviously can't tell her to not keep it, but you just start treating her like shit.
So she
You
doesn't
start
want
being a
to.
complete- yeah, so
You
she's
can
like-
you can 100% tell her to not keep it, but it's just not your choice. You can be like, yo, I don't want or not keep it, but you can say, I don't want to have a child with you. That is
Yeah.
your right to say that for
Damn.
sure.
Can you say that?
Yeah, I mean it's hella crazy, but at the end of the
I
day,
didn't say that, but that's how I felt. But I didn't say that.
yeah,
Right.
and you might reword it differently, right? You might be like, yo, I don't want to have.
I tried to throw it on the age and shit.
Or you can be like, yo, I
I'm
don't
out of
honestly.
state and I'm young. And,
Yeah.
And then I can't. This ain't gonna work. Like I
Yeah.
try to do that is rather than I don't want to have a baby with you, which is
Right.
what it was.
Yeah.
And at that age, I was like,
Right.
and,
Well, I
and
think-
definitely not with you.
So what do you say when you're trying to soften the blow 4 or 5 times, and then that person's just like, well, it's cool, but it's this, and you be like, look, I don't want to have a child with you because I just don't. Yeah, to me, it's like
I feel like that's a back against the wall.
It is
You know what
response,
I'm saying? Like,
but it's like at the end of the day, I don't feel like you shouldn't like be honest either.
I think you should say it though. I feel you.
Yeah. It's going to hurt that person. It's going to destroy that person. 'Cause they're like, yo,
Yeah.
like you said earlier, it's like,
And hopefully they destroy that baby.
Yep.
But
this, yo, bro. I mean, god damn, James Russell. But I think it'll go back to what Gary said. Is like what you said earlier about like, but you was able to come inside of me and do all this
Right,
stuff.
that's what
But then now, when it comes to this, it's like,
So
yeah,
for me, I just
because
feel
I didn't plan on
responsibility
being
to support-
attached to you for the rest of my life.
yeah,
That's the risk you take.
Yeah.
I've always,
I've
I've
absolutely.
always been like, whatever you want to do,
Absolutely.
whatever you want to do. You know, we did what we did.
Like I was
and
gonna
I'll be
take care of that baby.
Yeah.
I didn't want it, but I was gonna. Nigga, I don't have it in me to not.
Yeah.
But I did not want it.
Oh, trust and believe. The girls that I got pregnant and I want to have a kid with, I definitely was just like, hey, this is whatever decision you want to make. But my soul was being like, damn it,
Bruh, I was so sad.
Yeah.
I was just like, man, I don't need this shit.
Yeah.
There was a girl in college who I was hooking up with, and I went to college in the Midwest, and she was like, she thought she might be pregnant, but then also told me that if she were pregnant, like she's keeping it. She's like she's pro life.
Right.
And I didn't even know. I grew up in San Francisco, so I didn't even know like people our age or back then, you know, whatever, in my early 20s or teens. I didn't know pro-life was even like a real thing.
Right.
I thought women just got pregnant and they just got abortions. I didn't know there were women who were like, no, I don't even have an option to
Right. Yeah.
That shit, like,
right.
I was taken aback by that.
Yeah.
It was like a cultural, I was just shocked. I was just shocked.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
wait, what?
Yeah, I definitely think. I mean, I think it also goes back to like how when it comes to the man aspect of it, it's like Chappelle, like the Chappelle joke. He talks about it, like how it's like, yeah, you should have you definitely should have your choice to be able to keep it or not. But remember, it's like, yeah, with a guy, it's only a discussion with a man. It's not his choice. It's only really a discussion. So that he, you know, I think in the joke he kind of says about, I'm paraphrasing of course, but it's pretty much like a guy should have a discussion or the right to be like, yo, I should not have to be attached to this. That goes for like child support and everything like that. So like, it's pretty much
absolutely is.
it should be that. And do you guys feel like that's fair?
I think that here's the thing, because I feel like, yeah, it's 100%. It's her body.
Yeah.
But why, if he's telling you up front, I don't want to do this, and you decide to have that child, why is he obligated to take care of that child when he's telling you, I don't want this?
Right.
Why is he obligated? You made that decision.
That's the contract that you sign when you enter into a woman, I feel like you enter into a woman with those risks. Unless you have
with the risks?
Unless you have the conversation before you fuck. Like, hey, if I'm on birth control, all this shit, we're wearing condoms. But if I just so happen to get pregnant.
That happens a lot too, though. Or condoms ripping happens too.
Okay, so if I just so happen to get pregnant, I think you should have a dialogue then.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be, if you, as a dude, you'd be like, hey, I just want you to know I don't want any children.
Yeah.
So if you get pregnant, I would hope that you would take care of it.
Yeah.
But if not, like, set the ground rules, like, out the gate.
Yeah.
In the syllabus.
Back to the syllabus.
Read the syllabus.
But yeah, I don't agree with. I mean, I obviously take care of my kids, but I don't agree that somebody should have to do that if they don't want to. Especially if they tell you and you decide, well, I'll do it by myself. Well, then that's a decision you
I
made.
think you should have to.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah.
Especially
think-
if somebody's saying, I don't want to do this.
Well,
and
I
you
think-
go and do it anyway.
Shouldn't have
Yeah.
came all up in her. You had that good time.
But like you said, what if like a condom broke, or you know what I'm saying, or she lied?
It's a risky
You know what I mean?
Dude,
So
I mean, that sucks though, because it's like, there's people out there when you're dealing with them and they go like, look, I don't want a child either, and then all of a sudden when they get pregnant, it's like they're having a change of heart, which is fair, right? When you're having life grow inside of you, that can change everything. Your
Right.
body's changing, so it makes perfect sense. But now it's like you told this person something completely different, and you were on board, like you said, that verbal contract,
Right.
And now you're breaking that verbal contract, and it's just like, now you're telling this person that they have to pay child support until they're 18 to possibly 20, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it's just like, is that fair to that person? You know what I'm saying too? Especially,
Question.
so I think that's where some of that stuff comes into play. It's just like, it's 100% your body, your choice. And I've never been like, yo, I never told a girl that I was ever with, like, you got to get an abortion, or even when I didn't want to have a child with her, I was just like, yo,
right, I was ready to eat it.
At the end, I was like, yo, like you said, I was with you in a sense where I was like, yo, I made a choice to go inside this girl raw, whatever the case may be. If she's pregnant, it's just like, we probably ain't gonna be together, but I'm gonna be a hell of a dad. I know that. I always knew I would be an amazing father, but it was just like, I'm gonna just have to eat that.
Yeah.
I just thought about the niggas who be like, is it mine?
Well,
it's like, it ain't mine. Straight minutes.
I've asked that. I've asked that. Have you not asked that before? When a girl?
I've never asked.
I have for sure.
With one who I had a scare with, I definitely was like, nigga.
Cause I was like, time wasn't matching up, and then yeah,
ma'am. I know for a fact.
Wow.
It was a nigga here like 2 days ago. Like, nigga, no.
There's different DNAs. There's a whole.
You know, because he's my teammate. Like, don't.
Yeah, I never assumed. I would imagine
Don't
if I
do
got
this.
that phone call that she's done her due diligence to like.
Nah, you were just the best option.
That happens
That's
too, though.
sad, too.
That happens too. There's but it's like it's very messed up. But that's why like if I know like we both have stated or established that we're out here doing our thing, right? You told me you out here doing your thing, I'm out here doing my thing, right? And all of a sudden you tell me that you're pregnant, but I know you out here doing your thing. That's fair for me to question that. It's
Right.
only fair.
Right.
It's just like if
And
she,
why are you telling, like, you told everybody? Like, that
I hope so.
Why are you
funny.
telling
And
just
And
me?
then you guys have a conference call.
Yeah, like, when was you, what was your, because I checked out this shift, and you covered that shift. I didn't even work that day, nigga. Remember I took a vacation?
Damn.
Like, nah, you definitely got to ask all them questions, especially
that's
when,
fair.
especially if a woman, all right, so a woman's pregnant, she don't know who the daddy is. Like I said, the best option, like, all right, she knows a nigga like me, even if I don't want, I'm going to take care of that baby.
yeah.
And the other one she might be seeing and be like, he's definitely not.
Yeah, he's
So
terrible.
I'm going to tell you it's yours.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, I need all them tests.
And it looks like him.
Yeah, I need all them tests.
way.
I need all that. And that's fair. I need all that.
I'm not
Now,
taking-
if it is,
Yeah.
bet.
I'm not taking care of hood niggas' baby, man. I'm not doing that unless this nigga's 6'6" and he has crazy genetics. They'll be like, all right, Coach Keeney is in effect, baby. Let's go. And then nigga ain't coming back. Hey, man, that's my son. No, it ain't. That's my son. How's your son? You only 5'9". Well, and the kid is 6'8". Well,
McDonald's, nigga.
yeah.
A lot of Burger King.
So, yeah, man.
I'm glad we talked about other chicks this show.
You
I had
not
nothing,
our own.
I had nothing bad to say today.
He's like,
I
hey,
got plenty.
I had nothing. I was gonna tell y'all before we started, I'm useless. Cause we smashed this morning, so nigga, I'm like,
why
this.
would we even take this?
I'm like, this is the greatest
You have
woman I've
no
ever
pent
met.
up-
I have nothing. I have
You have no pent up
nothing.
anger.
I told her after, I was like, you just fucked the show up. She's like, why? I was like, 'cause I'm good. I'm good for the day. That morning, if you do it in the morning, my days, and we've been on that lately, like, versus the night or afternoon, whatever, it's been the first thing in the morning. Nigga, my days have been
Smooth.
I'm like, the house is on fire. We'll get another one. Like, I just don't care.
sometimes at night I just be like, my performance. You know what's funny? When I was single, and you let me know if this is true with y'all too. When I was single, my night performance was like incredible, like top 5. I was giving the best performance of my life at night when you're.
Because I didn't have morning sex when I was single. Because why the fuck are you here?
Exactly.
So nobody was there
Exactly.
in the morning.
Right.
But now that I live with my lady or whatever, I'm just like, I'll be like, I'm tired, bro. Like I know for a fact she has not probably got my best night performances, and it sucks. She's got definitely my best morning performances, but like my best night ones, maybe she has. Well, she probably has because, or at least it's been in the top for me anyways. Because when we were dating, that's different. But I mean, since we moved in together, we both be like, we could do this in the morning, you know, or we be like, I'm tired. I mean, all right, do what you got to do.
Oh, we definitely do a lot more rain checks now.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Like, matter of fact, the other night she came home. She had one of them weed infused drinks.
Yeah.
And she drunk it on her podcast. And so she had it, and she was like, she walked in the door. She was like, "Where's your father?" And I was like, "What's up?" I'm so high, like
really?
out the gate.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So I was like, I'm gonna have a little too. But I was like, this ain't doing shit, and drunk more.
Yeah. He's out
And
of
that
there.
shit kicked in, bro. And I just kept climbing. Like, at first it was funny, and then I kept climbing. And I felt bad because I was like, my only goal, it went from like, I'm high to just, all right, I'm not going to throw up. Like, just don't throw. So now I'm focused on my breathing because I feel like my heart's going to explode. Like, I'm high.
Yeah.
And so I could tell she's like at the perfect high where she's like, what's good?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting on the couch and she's about to put the kids to sleep. She's like, come on, guys, let's go to bed. And then mommy and daddy going to go to bed. Nigga, I couldn't even talk. I just looked at her. I was like, I was just like, Nah, this ain't happening.
Yeah.
And like I just went to bed, bro. It was 9:30. I went to bed at 9:30 since I was a
9:30?
child.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm out. And I tapped out.
Wait, yeah, a lot more rain checks when you're when you live together. Well, I guess because you know it's going to be there. Whereas like when you're out there single, it's just like, yo, this girl's like, oh man, I might not necessarily see her for like a few days or even a few weeks or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, so you got to do it.
So you're like, I got to knock this out
I
tonight.
take no rain checks. Because I never know if it's going to be there.
Might be 2 years. Might be 2 years. You waited 2 years, Gary. It's in the syllabus.
It says in the
syllabus. In the syllabus.
Oh man.
Well, that's a good way to end.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all. Wait, this is dropping tomorrow.
Yeah.
I have nothing this weekend. I'm here.
This weekend I have shit. I got a show Friday, so it wouldn't matter, I guess. Well, actually, I do got a show Saturday. I'm sorry, Saturday.
You have a show tonight.
Oh yeah, sorry, I have a show tonight. So I got a show at Pasadena Comedy Club. If you're in Pasadena area,
The hell's
Pasadena
Pasadena Comedy
That's what I
Club?
was about to say. Is that the new Ice House?
Nah, it's Pasadena Comedy Club. It's like it's an extension of like the Hollywood Comedy Club.
What's the Hollywood Comedy Club?
It's a comedy club on Melrose
Okay.
in Hollywood. Yeah, so
Alright,
Pasadena
yeah.
Comedy Club. It's a cool little intimate spot. 9:30. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little bit anxious and because the Earl Spence fight's going on too that same day. So I'm probably gonna be streaming or asking to go very, very early or like put me up last so I can watch the whole fight on my my laptop while I'm there.
Wait, who's he fighting?
Earl Spence is fighting Ugas. And he
But this is a tune-up, right?
No, hell no, this ain't no tune-up. He's a champion.
But I thought
he just beat
but I
Pacquiao.
thought Spence and somebody else was supposed to trying to fight.
Well, I mean, Ugas, if he beats Ugas, then
Crawford.
he's supposed to fight Crawford
Yeah,
afterwards.
that's what I want to see.
But he still has Ugas still has a belt that he just got from Pacquiao.
Oh, okay.
And he's not a slouch at all.
But I didn't mean to tune up, but I meant Crawford and Spence as well.
It's the main event
Well,
fight that
wait,
everybody
no,
wants to
yeah.
see. Absolutely, yeah. So Pasadena Comedy Club, 9:30. If you're in the Pasadena area or even the LA area, come through, man. Support.
Yeah, I got nothing. KeonPoli.com on everything.
Kenny Baker, everything, merch still.
Yeah,
I
all
got
that.
purple bucket hats. I got all the colors, purple, orange, blue, stuff like that for buckets, truckers, and beanies. Hit me up, man.
I know these was on my feet last time, so you feel me?
He put no lotion on.
He came
them.
extra ashy today.
Extra
Yeah.
ashy. Y'all getting all this dust.
Toes trash.
My feet are cool though. My toenails are garbage though. Yeah, I gotta get a pedicure at some point.
Oh, we out.
Oh, I feel for my